after. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Grand Prix review. A little bit of a quick thing there where I'm sort of in two places at once, so I'm sorry about that. Welcome to the Grand Prix review for the British Grand Prix here at Silverstone, and what a race it was. Many people saying it was without a doubt one of the races of the year. Certainly one of the most terrifying races of the year for a certain couple of drivers out there as well. None other than Zhou Guanyu, who I'm delighted to say is perfectly okay. And we've received the news in the past 10 minutes before coming on an air. Alexander Albon is also been declared fit and well at the medical centre, which is fantastic news. And you can see a new screen alongside us as well as Josh Blaze is alongside me for this review show as well, talking everything about F1, F2, F3 and W.
You?
Fair point, to be fair. And and we've got a new screen which Josh has got, so he's going to open all the technical delegates documents and we're going to go through everything that you might have missed and might not have missed on the British Grand Prix weekend as well. And to start with, let's start with Formula One and that terrifying accident at the start as well. Me, Megan, and Ian Birch were commentating. Josh, you were there as well in the pit lane.
Yeah.
But at the start of the race, it was absolutely terrifying because I was hearing from my side of things, I was saying action and all that, or doing all the races. And then we had, all of a sudden, Megan going, contact, incident, and then going, whoa! And then all of a sudden, I'm looking towards the back because my eyes were on the front of the field. Megan, for this very reason, looks at the back of the track. And all I see is contact and a car coming in Russell sideways and then upside down, one of the Alfa Romeos flying towards the barrier. Instantly, the red flag came out, the race was stopped, and we understood that it was Albon, Zhou, and Russell who were involved. Sonoda and Ocon too, and they had a knock-on effect later on in the race. Gasly had damage as well, and it was about, we worked out that everyone was involved from 10 down. So Ricciardo got up to 10th, and from downwards, everybody else was involved in that accident. We had an hour red flag. We were told that Alexander Albon was okay but has gone to the medical centre. Then we were told about what happened with Zhou Guanyu, about how he was okay and conscious in the medical car as well, going back to the medical centre. But then we saw the replay after we used Sky Go here in the UK and rewound all the coverage and got everything so we could see what happened ourselves again. Then we saw the replay of Zhou, and not only he didn't hit the barrier, he flipped upside down, skidded across the track. The gravel then launched him as it tried to right itself, but it launched at the wrong point. It went past the tyre barrier and behind into the catch fencing as well. A very dangerous situation there. He was extracted from the car and given the full run of tests, and he was perfectly okay and stayed at the circuit. Alexander Albon, after just wanting to make sure his legs and ankles were okay and everything was okay because he hit the concrete wall feet first, was taken to hospital. He's perfectly okay, we're delighted to tell you. During the red flag, literally the second the red flag came out, protesters from Insulate Britain, we understand, came onto the circuit down the Wellington Straight and sat across the circuit. Luckily, it didn't block the track. We saw from Esteban Ocon's onboard camera as well that they were being dealt with, and the police thoroughly investigated and have arrested them all as well. But here's the clip now, actually. There they are, look. Josh is showing you on the side there as well, the track, the protesters just sitting on the side. This is on board of, I think, Pierre Gasly's car.
Hello, everyone. You can just see me 2 times. Nothing there.
They can see me twice as well, actually, at the bottom. But that was Gasly as well, and it was a horrible thing. And really, the protesters, they've got every right to protest, but you do not go protesting on a motor racing circuit. Yes, it was red flagged, but still, Formula One car hits you, then you're dead. And they're not going to stop because of that, because there's too much going on. So it was a bit ridiculous. What was your thoughts on that chaotic opening lap, Josh?
On Wellington Straight, stupidity on turn 1 and front straight. You could see me in the broadcast. My mouth was glued stuck open.
Yeah, it was scary. Really scary. We're coming through as well. Right, should we start then with F1 and go through The restart. Carlos Sainz got back on pole position. Many people saying, oh, well, why did that happen? Why did the restart happen with the original grid positions? Why wasn't Verstappen on pole? It happened because the red flag came out 21 seconds into the race. The first sector time point is 31 seconds into the race. So the cars had not crossed the first sector line, and so we had to have a complete restart with the original grid. This happened a couple of years ago in Formula E in Sanya. That's why I knew what was going on. The TV broadcasters didn't know what was going on. So I felt like we got a one-upmanship there about what was going on. Oh, Josh has disappeared. Oh, that's disastrous. I hope it's not us that have lost him. So I'll come back, Josh. All is forgiven. Anyway, film it all as well. There he is. Can you hear me, Josh? He is returning every now and then. With race control, a little bit of an error there, but we'll get him back in on the Discord. Yeah, so that's why we restarted with the original grid positions. On the second start, it was medium compounds for Sainz and Verstappen, level now. Verstappen got a great launch, looked up the inside down towards turn 1, but it turned out that Sainz had learned and kept the position. Then into the loop at turn 4, it turned into a 4 abreast manoeuvre with Sainz on the outside, Verstappen going on the inside, and all of a sudden Perez went to the inside of Verstappen and Leclerc came as well at the loop. Leclerc hit Perez, and Perez got contact as well, damage on both of them. And then Verstappen had floor damage throughout the race as well. He's complaining about loss of power throughout. That dropped him down to 7th place overall in the race. Hi, Josh. Welcome back as well.
Hello. My computer just had a fit because because of all of the tabs that I've got open. If I do, what one is it?
Well, hopefully it's okay.
Oh, what am I doing?
I don't know, but it looks all right as they come in. Okay, so there's Zhou Guanyu's car as well being returned to the pit lane. Yeah, what were we talking about as well? Yeah, so Verstappen with a problem with his engine as well. He dropped down to 7th in the end as well. Let's go through the results then here at the British Grand Prix, the Formula One Lenovo British Grand Prix of 2022 as well. Hello to AJ. Hello, AIJ. Hello. Says hello, good contact. Hello, welcome along. Josh has got the timing sheet up, and here's the race classification then as things stand as well, because there's always penalties.
Final classification.
Perfect. So this is it then. Carlos Sainz takes victory for the British Grand Prix. A very good race from him today as well. Pole position to checkered flag. Ferrari wanted him to stay behind Charles Leclerc after the late safety car with Esteban Ocon retiring, but Sainz had pitted for new softs. Sainz had actually kept out there as well. Leclerc kept out there on hard tyres. Sainz had brand new softs, so Sainz took the lead quite easily, to much the cheers and vocal cords of me as well. Perez was second with a great race. Lewis Hamilton being on the podium, 3rd place once again here as well this season. He's third, but it's his 9th career pole position. Sorry, it's his 9th career podium here at Silverstone, which means he takes the record of most podiums at one circuit in the world. So 9 different podiums at the same circuit. Great. Leclerc finished in 4th place. His tyres died away after not pitting, so pretty much a bad race. But that last couple of laps between Perez, Hamilton, Leclerc and Alonso and Norris as well, 5 cars battling for 2nd and 3rd, was absolutely fantastic. Josh, what was your thoughts on it? I was screaming and jumping up and down the commentary box, hopping on one leg.
I'm surprised you even... I am literally surprised you still have a voice.
It's going. I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning with no voice at all, but I'd rather that than have a boring race. But honestly, Alonso was going up there. Let's talk about the Hamilton move as well. At Club Corner, Perez was forced wide by Leclerc, and Hamilton slipped through. At Club Corner, the tightest part of the track, Hamilton slipped through on the inside. It was beautiful.
That was an amazing move.
It was brilliant. And I think also Lewis Hamilton, as well as Carlos Sainz, my drivers of the day, with some spectacular driving.
Perez was driver of the day.
Oh, was Perez official driver of the day?
Today, yes.
Okay, then that means all 3 of them get driver of the day on the podium. I'll live with that. Alonso did a good result too. I said him as a pick a winner as well on the restart before the red flag came out. Although before the safety car came in, I mean. Did you watch F3? Yes, we did, AI, and we'll be talking about Formula 3 in a few moments' time. Let's go down then. Norris in 6th position. Verstappen 7th. But look who's in 8th position. Mick Schumacher. For the first time in Formula 1 getting World Championship points. And Mick Schumacher finishes in 8th position. A round of applause there. And I think, Josh, as well, it's taken too long. It has taken way too long. And it's about time Mick gets some points.
It really has, as I am trying to find a photo of Seb Vettel congratulating fellow German.
Oh, is there a photograph? Now, we know how close Mick and Seb are, so that'll be brilliant to see. Well, you find that, I'll go down, because Vettel finished in 9th position, getting some World Championship points again, and Kevin Magnussen made it a double Haas points-paying position for the first time, I think, since Australia, for points for Magnussen as well. Further down, Lance Stroll in 11th, Latifi 12th, Ricciardo 13th, and Tsunoda 14th as well, retiring from the race. Esteban Ocon with an engine failure after being also with a broken front wing and wheel in the first race. Before the red flag. Gasly retired, Bottas retired, both of them with unusual issues as well. Russell out of the start of the race as well. Zhou obviously flipping upside down. He's perfectly okay. And Albon hitting the wall after getting punched off by Sebastian Vettel. But that was the 20 cars in the entire field as well. Look, not classified. Albon, Gasly, Bottas, Russell, Zhou and Albon. Fastest lap went to Lewis Hamilton on the last lap, a 1:30.510 as well. A very good lap time from him in the race. He gets the bonus point as well at the end. So, Josh, any penalties or anything from Formula 1 that we need to keep an eye on? Because there were a couple investigations post-race. What's the update there from you in the pit lane?
Yes, there is. If I click that one, Yuki Tsunoda got a 5-second time penalty and 2 penalty points, up to 8 penalty points in a 12-month period. 4 more, and it's a race ban.
So Tsunoda's getting close.
Yep, for a collision with Gasly at turn 3, and the event is breach of Article 2D, Chapter 4, Appendix L of the FIA International Forting Code. It's not that. The offence is breaking Rule 1.
Don't hit your teammate. Yeah.
And the reason is the stewards reviewed the video evidence and determined that car 22 lost control and spun while going around turn 3. That is village, resulting in a collision with car 10. Car 22 was wholly or predominantly to blame for the collision. That is all for penalties on Formula 1 side. And I guess what? I've got the photo.
Oh, brilliant. So that's the only penalty post-race then for Formula 1. So the results stand. And is this the photo? Oh, is that's Seb congratulating Carlos Sainz? Oh, that's fantastic. Seb's really good, isn't he? Go on.
Right.
We can see it. Go on.
And then this is... Oh, what's happened to my snipping tool?
That's
That's Seb and Mick.
Oh, look at that from Seb and Mick. That is beautiful. Yeah, I like that. I really like that, actually. That's a nice little feature. That goes well. That goes well. That's fab. And Seb means a lot to Mick, and Mick means a lot to Seb as well as they come through. That's beautiful. Okay, let's wrap it up then for Formula 1. Let's go over then to Formula 2 because we've already done 15 minutes on Formula 1. So let's go to F2 then and start with their dramatic sprint race. We've got the sprint race. That's the feature.
Oh, sprint race.
Sprint race first.
Completely forgot about sprint race.
I'll let you get that as well.
Both F2 and F3.
Yes, okay, so the F2 sprint race as well, it was started behind the safety car as well and had a rolling start due to the wet weather conditions as well. Some fantastic manoeuvres in that race as well. Dennis Hauger getting involved with Theo Pourchaire in constant battles. I wasn't commentating on that race, Megan Birch and Ian Birch, whereas I was doing Formula E in Marrakesh, but a fantastic F2 race. We really have seen a great weekend as well, so the sprint race classifications will fly through those quite quickly as well once Josh gets them up on the monitor. As well, but the Formula 2 in the feature as well was fantastic, but it started quite scarily as well because Roy Nizani just decided he wanted to punt everybody and made contact with Dennis Hauger. Hauger went straight on, jumped over the sausage curb at the Vale chicane, and the car landed bang on top, sideways on into the driver cockpit and halo area of Roy Nizani. If it wasn't for the halo, Roy Nizani would have been killed. That is almost a certainty. You saw it earlier on, Josh. What was your thoughts of that?
Absolutely crazy and a bit stupid. Here's the sprint race.
Okay, so Jack Doohan took his first ever win in Formula 2 as well. Further down, it was Awasa who finished in second position, Fittipaldi third, Portier finished fourth, Dragovic was fifth, Vesti sixth, Sargent seventh, Jeruvala eighth, Armstrong ninth, and rounding out the top 10 was Richard Verschure as well. Hughes was 11th. Vips got a penalty. Car 8, 5-second time penalty as well. Per Stewart's decision. That was due to track limits during the race as well. So Vips ended up down in 12th in the sprint race. Novalak was 13th. Nazani 14th. Halga 15th. Dropped back after a great run with Portier as well. Then it was after that Beckman, Williams, Cordwell, Bollock Bassett and Liam Lawson down in 20th position as well. Marino Sato was out of the race as well. Fastest lap from Awasa as well, and he got the bonus point as well in the sprint race. In terms of the feature race, as we were talking about, it was a very good battle throughout the race as well. I think Josh got that. There we go. Very good battle. Portier was leading the race, then changed over. Then it came Logan Sargent leading the race as well. Yuri Vips led for a number of laps as well. It all became down to a tyre strategy race as well of who was quick. And it came out with Logan Sargent for Carling winning at home soil as well. So Logan Sargent took victory in the feature race this morning after 29 laps. Theo Portier was second. Liam Lawson rounded out the podium. Dragovic was fourth, Vesti fifth, Vips in sixth position after leading the race, had to come into the pit lane as well, and best not, he didn't win actually. Druvala was in seventh, Armstrong eighth, Dewan ninth, 10th for Jake Hughes, Fittipaldi 11th, Awasa in 12th, Novalak 13th, Richard Verschure 14th, Sato 15th, Williams is 16th, 17th for Ollie Cordwell, 18th for Bollock Bassey, and 19th for David Beckman. And of course, we talked about Roy Nazani and Dennis Halger with their jumping attitude towards each other as well. But Roy Nazani, what has happened? Has he had an investigation, Josh? Down to you.
He has. And before we go to that, shall we jump on to the number 22 of Enzo Fittipaldi's and the rear plank?
Absolutely. Go to you. Yeah, this is race 1, isn't it? So
race
the sprint
1,
race.
the sprint race. So the team used a rear part of a plank that was originally allocated to car 23 on car 22. And that was a fine of €7,500 to the competitor. In addition, the total number of rear parts of a plank to be used by car 22 Fittipaldi during the 2020 season shall be reduced by 2 in accordance to Article 12.8.1 of the ISC. Fines shall be paid within 48 hours of their notification by means of bank transfer to the FIA. And to be honest, I don't really want to read that out.
It's the Christmas party pot, basically. It doesn't go anywhere. It just goes for the Christmas party pot.
So now,
what happened with Portier? What happened then further on with the broadcast? This is Yuri Vips in race 1, I believe.
Yep. That's Yuki Tsunoda. How many tabs are there?
You can close them down. You can close them down once it's done. There's the Portier in race 2. Here you go.
Portier with a position of the front left tyre of car 10 was called into question. That was in confusion of putting...
Yeah, his wrong tyres. It was rumoured that Portier had the wrong tyres on. If I remember correctly, if I look at my notes, because I noted this down, me and Cynthia were talking about it. If I remember correctly, Theo Portier thought he had... Theo Portier thought he had Vesti's tyres on, and Vesti thought he had Portier's tyres on. And there was an investigation about that, but it's decided no further action. So they did have the correct tyres on. So the FIA got it wrong.
Should determine that the actions of pit stop personnel acted in a manner that prevented an unsafe incident.
Oh, so they realised and then they took it off. Okay, so that's good news. So they weren't on the wrong tyres.
No further action.
Great news.
Vesti, again, no further action for the same incident. And here we go.
Just heard from George Russell that Formula One needs to learn after the Zhou Guanyu crash today, presumably with the catch fencing and the tyre barriers bringing it more safer into the field as well. So that's an interesting thing there as well. Down to you, Josh.
And then the big...
This is Roy Nazani's crash then when he caused contact with Dennis Halger.
So, Dams. Good job he's in team Dams, because there's going to be a lot of people saying damn
for Dams. Damn for Dams with Roy Nazani. So what's the penalty?
So many times and it's not getting old.
I presume there has to be a penalty surely for Nazani.
A drop of 5 places on the grid for the next race in which the driver participates in. That will be
Austria.
And 3 points to be added to the driver's record. That's only 6 points. How is it only 6 points?
That's quite lean, I would have given him a race ban. That could have killed the pair of them. So, and it could have killed him. It could have killed Dennis Hauger as well, or worse as well, doing back injury as well. We saw what happened to Abby Eaton. She broke her back.
In the Discord earlier, which you can join. Link in the link tree.
Absolutely, link is there in the link tree. Join it as well.
I think.
Yeah, join us and have a look.
It's in the description anyway.
It's links in the description as well for everything. Yeah, it's in there, so you can join the Discord there as well for all the chat. Anything else from F2, or should we move on to F3?
Yes,
David Beckman.
Mechanic of car 25 was still next to the car after the 15-second signal. So car 25 started the race from its assigned grid position. So basically, there was a mechanic next to the car when there shouldn't have been. So it was a starting procedure infringement, and it was a 10-second stop and go penalty, which was served in the race, and 2 penalty points to the driver's card record. So that's 2 points for the 2022 season, and there's the reason at the bottom if you want to read it.
Absolutely. So we'll move on to.
If you want to have a look at these in more detail, it's www.fia.com/season/season-2020-2005/championships, and then whatever championship you want.
Okay, let's move on to Formula 3 then as well, with the one that AIJ has been waiting for. And it was some fantastic races as well. Let's start with the
last document for F2 anyway, so that was perfect.
Fab, that's the feature. We need the sprint coming in as well for the race as well. The sprint race was epic yesterday morning. It was in tricky conditions as well. They didn't know if it was going to rain or not. They were pushing quite hard throughout the race as well, and it was honestly fantastic racing as well, and victory in that first F3 race as well. If Josh gets the document up as well, because I was commentating on it, but it's been a long day. I forgot who won it, and that's a bit bad for me, who's forgot it, because I can't even remember who won this morning.
Here it is, provisional classification.
Bingo. Final classification. There is a lot of documents in Formula 3, isn't there?
I can't see the final class. There it is.
Brilliant. Right, let's take a look then at the final classifications from the Formula 3 sprint race. This was the top 10 reversed from qualifying on Friday, which gives an interesting one. Then they qualified in the wet, and there we go. Is Isaac Hadjar. I remember now. Isaac Hadjar won the sprint race as well. That was in wet conditions as well. It was Victor Martins, the championship leader, who took second, but they were battling throughout the first race as well. Risa Shima was in third. It was a three-way fight going into the last lap as well, so that was quite fun to watch. Further back, it was Kushmani, Frederick Vesti, Roman Stanak in 6th, Zayn Maloney 7th, Arthur Leclerc 8th, Oliver Behrman 9th, and Jack Crawford in 10th position as well. Again, nicely done, separating the field. The sprint race always gives us an interesting race. The main, big, exciting one is always the feature that we see on the Sunday morning. Further down, Jack Crawford in 10th, as I said, Carl Collette 11th, David Vidales, followed by Franco Colapinto, Zach O'Sullivan, Johnny Edgar, Hunter Yaney, Ida Cohen, Gregory Saucy, William Alatello, Jose Maria Marti, who actually got a penalty in the second race as well for corner cutting, Jose Maria, Juan Manuel Correa, then Nisrin Asman, Philip Ergen in his first ever Formula 3 race down the order as well in 23rd, from Francesco Pizzi, Frederico Milvesti, Rafael Villagomez and Enzo Trulli as well. Not classified was Brad Benadeves, Laszlo Toth and Chavotnik as well. But let's just say the two actually for Van Amersfoort Racing as well. Where is we? Because Chavotnik and Toth, 14 and 15 for Cheru Racing, making contact with each other in that first race. Rule 1, don't hit your teammate. Rule 2, read Rule 1. They made contact with each other 3 times in that sprint race. It's unbelievable as well. So a big penalty coming in further. Penalty in that race, cars 14, 13 and 15 all got a 5-second time penalty because the car did not align themselves in the correct grid box after the aborted start as well on the sprint. So anything from race 1, or should we go straight to the feature race? And then let's go to the feature race results, and then we'll go through all the penalties. I think that's easier, isn't it? because I think they mainly come from race 2. So here's the feature race results then in race 3. In race 2 this morning, that was even better because Arthur Leclerc with some fantastic manoeuvres as well, did some great runs as well. 3 big scary accidents today across the 3 series of Formula 3, Formula 2 and Formula 1. Luckily everyone is okay.
A hefty crash in poor supercar with the whole rear being taken off.
Yeah, the start at the exit club. Yeah, you're right. The Porsche Supercup was a scary crash. Luckily, W Series looks like the only racing series that actually had a good weekend. The feature race after 22 laps, that was won by.
From one session.
Yeah, the feature race was won by Arthur Leclerc with Zach O'Sullivan second, Oliver Bearman finishing out in 3rd position as well. Just look at the gap between them as well. Everybody was so close to getting that Formula 3 race. It blew the morning open. It was so exciting as well. Carl Collette in 4th, Isaac Hadjar 5th, Jack Crawford in 6th, Victor Martins is 7th, Johnny Edgar 8th, David Vidal is 9th, and Risa Shima down in 10th position, swapping over from 3rd in the sprint yesterday. Isaac Hadjar doing well, coming from 10th back up to 5th after the reverse grid split around as well, so that did well for the qualifying results. Further down, Zane Maloney, Caelan Frederick, Frederick Malavesti, Francesco Pizzi, Ida Cohen, William Alatello, Enzo Trulli, Philippe Ergen, Hunter Gurney, Brad Benadeves, Laszlo Toth, Kush Maney, Jose Marti, Zadek Chavokne and Gregory Saucy. But out of the race was Asman, Villagomez, Stanek, Correa and Colapinto, with some really concerning overtakes and crashes in that race as well, causing to those problems. But Josh, you've got all the penalties lined up for Formula 3, so I'll hand over to you.
It's gonna be a long one.
Go on, we've got 7 minutes left.
No, that lap times deleted, season lap times deleted.
There's a lot out there. Brad Benadeves. Go on.
Yep. Left the track at turn 9 4 times. That's up cops with justifiable reason. So a 5-second penalty to be added to the total race time of car 27 in accordance with Article 39.3A of the 2022 FIA Formula 3 sporting regulations. 1 penalty point is to be added to the driver's record. Total 3.
Fantastic to hear that then as they come through. What's the next one on the list? That's the feature. Kushmani. Yes, this is the one we were waiting for with the penalty he got during the race. Go on.
So these are all feature races. I've not loaded up sprint races yet.
Oh, there was nothing from the sprint. You were right. There was nothing from the sprint. It was all about the feature this morning.
Left the track 2 times at turn 9 and 2 times at turn 15 for a total of 4 times without justifiable reasons, and the same with what happened to Benavides. 5 seconds and 1 penalty point for 5 penalty points total for the 2022 season. I believe F3 and F2 do it as one season, and F1 does it in a 12-month period.
Yeah, so they'll be good by the end of the race as well. And Asman got the contact, no further action after he hit Villagomez at turn 9. That was what caused the accident with the safety car as well. No further action, which was good news. This comes from Gregory Saucy, and I'll hand over to you because it's a penalty.
Yep, 10-second time penalty for breach of Appendix L, Chapter 4, Article 2D of the FIA International Sporting Code. Helpful that it... it's a Clyden. Cool. 10-second time penalty and 2 penalty points to be added for a total of 4.
Wow. 4 points on the licence is insane after the Silverstone as well. That's insane. Anything else to go through for F3, or is it time for W Series, which is going to be really quick?
Okay, there is a couple of stuff from Sprint Race if you want me to load them up.
I think they were mainly just that of lap times getting cancelled as well. We can have a quick look as well, but I don't think there was any penalties that came mainly for the sprint that we haven't talked about, because it was just about being out-positioned on the grid was the reason they got the penalties, which was car 14, Laszlo Toth, the 20 of David Vidales, and the 30 of Rafael Villagomez. So I don't think there's anything much there.
Literally just going to check them.
Just fly through.
No further action. No further action.
That was Zane Maloney, no further action.
No further action.
Kushmani in his first one. That he did not stop in the pit lane directive. We're going to find.
For Zane Maloney for driving on track in an unsafe condition.
That'll be with the no front wing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go on next.
No further action for Shane Maloney or involved in a passing incident at turn 15. That's up at Stowe.
Great news, great news. It's like
Oliver
a notebook,
Behrman,
this. It's brilliant. Half-hour notebook, go on.
Alleged breach of Appendix L, so that's like passing and collision.
Yeah. So he's clear there.
Drop of 3 place on the grid for the next race in which the driver participates. So the feature race, which we just talked about.
No, next event, because the grid was already set for that. So it'd be Austria. It'll be the feature race in Austria he'll have that grid penalty for.
So that would be feature race or sprint race?
Feature, because the grid's set on the Friday. The sprint race is reversed. So he'll have the grid penalty for the feature race on Sunday. That's where the penalty is going to apply.
For the 2022 season.
Already on 7, so he's 4 away from a race ban. Just like Cordeal. It's 11. It's 11, yeah. So the same as Cordeal, he got 12 after the incidents in Baku. That's why Beckman was racing this weekend in F2.
Yep.
So that's getting close.
I'm going backwards. Here we go. So this was assigned grid box, which is 5.
Yeah, we saw that. And a penalty point. So he's on 8. He's on 8.
Number 1.
Yeah, 1 penalty point. So he's on 8 for there. Go on, next.
And
same for Villa Gomez. That was the out of grid positions with the 5 seconds added. Laszlo Toth. Same thing, yeah. And this is
time penalty for colliding with car 2.
That was at Stanak turn 6. That was on the opening lap of the race where Saucy put Stanak into the gravel.
Oh, race 2. We've already done
in race 2, yeah.
Cool.
Right, W Series, which isn't going to be long because there's nothing happened in W Series because Jamie Chadwick walked it once again with a fantastic domination. 4 race wins out of 4 races for Jamie Chadwick. That is literally insanity. She took the victory there as well. I don't know if you've got anything on that, Josh, or not, but if not, we'll sign off after that because Jamie Chadwick took the win. She leads the championship now. She's out of 25 points the first 4 races. She's got all of them. She's on 200 points in the standings. Maximum attack this season. There's just no stopping Jamie Chadwick. Get her in an F2 seat right now. Okay, that's it done. Go on, Josh.
The place called Deal or Nasano.
Absolutely, as well. Oh, that doesn't work. Josh, if you stand up a little bit and just move your camera down a little bit, then it might work because you zoomed in a bit too much for the camera. But because you just got your face at the moment, just pull the camera down a little bit. There we go. We'll have Holly, Josh, from Red Dwarf as it comes through for the ending there. Thank you, Josh, for your work this weekend. I'll see you in Austria as well for a lot more. The little hour says, AJ, yes, they do watch-alongs for F3. I do indeed. Go on, Josh.
An image 45 minutes ago from Alex Albon.
I'm going over to your camera. Oh, that's good to see. What's it? Oh, look at that. Thumbs up for Alexander Albon and the peace sign as well.
Reset. There we go.
That is great. That is great news for Alexander Albon.
And he said, all okay, the pet's okay, relax, but more importantly, I'm glad so it's okay. Thank you to the medical staff and for all the messages. Eyes already on Austria.
And on that note, I think we'll wrap it up. That's a great way to wrap up the day. My thanks to you, Josh, as well for all your work this weekend. I will see you in Austria in 7 days' time, and I'll see all of you in Austria as well. The little owl said, also, did everyone literally want to die today? So many big crashes. There was indeed. I'm delighted to say that with the safety of modern cars, everybody has left here today still alive and perfectly okay. My thanks to Ian Birch, my thanks to Megan Birch, my thanks to Josh Place, and my thanks to Sinful as well for joining me in the commentary box this weekend at Silverstone. That's it then, British Grand Prix done for another year. What a race it was, one of the best of the season. We will see you in 7 days' time when we go racing at the Red Bull Ring. And remember, it's a sprint weekend, so it's qualifying on the Friday, sprint on the Saturday, race on the Sunday. My thanks to all of you at home. We'll see you next time. Bye for now. And we're off.